If you weren't born and raised in a cult, and if you don't understand why people like us are calling out this corruption and pointing you in the direction of these problems, explaining them to you, and also unpacking the solution so that we the people can work together to solve these problems. If you think we're being dramatic, bless your heart, I'm glad you haven't experienced this. I want you to understand something really important. If these problems had been solved a long time ago, I wouldn't still be talking about them. I also want you to understand I was born and raised in an international religious cult, one of the worst in modern history. I was never rescued. I don't even have any children. You understand that, I'm not out here fighting for myself. I'm out here fighting for children, for the protection of children, full stop, for justice, for accountability, and for truth. If those things bother people, look, I'm not always going to have the perfect delivery. I'm human. I'm not here to be anybody's hero, and I don't have all the answers. But it's the people who want to silence truth that I think are part of the problem more than they maybe realize. And I don't think they're all bad intending, but I do know that there are a lot of people that want to protect these institutions or say, yeah, but it's not all Christians. I've never said it's all Christians. I'm pointing you in the direction of specific problems. Why? So we can understand them. I'm not here just to make people mad. I promise you that doesn't help any survivors. I'm here to help people face truth. It may not be what you and I want it to be. Truth is truth, though. And the better we understand these problems, the better we can solve them. The alternative is if we keep looking the other way while these problems keep festering, it perpetuates this vicious cycle of corruption. So law enforcement doesn't understand what to combat. The legal justice system isn't held accountable and is allowed to not be transparent. Religious institutions, the ones who are abusing God and Jesus and love to abuse people, those people will not be held accountable, but more importantly, they'll be grouped in with the good guys as well if the good guys are failing to call out the bad guys. You see how this works? When you've lived through that, silence isn't an option. And when you see it thriving today, I'm not going to allow us to be the generation that allows this to continue thriving unchecked. The very least I can do is explain the problem to you as well as present viable solutions and invite you to be part of the solution. I know not everyone is willing to do their part. In fact, I don't think the majority will be helpful in this fight. It's historically always been the minority. And it's going to take us, those of us who are willing to see the truth for what it is and do our part to take meaningful action. We're going to be the ones to win this. So thank you to the ones that are willing to have these difficult conversations, that are willing to be aware, but most importantly, the very few that are willing to do your part. I hope that's you.